Hello viewers, welcome to the Editorial Analysis by Drishti IAS. In this section, we regularly take editorials from various newspapers and news portals for a better understanding of various issues happening in India and around the globe. In this section, we first try to link our editorial with the UPSC syllabus. Then we go analytical in order to understand some key points and at last some important concepts. Dear viewers, we truly hope that you like this initiative taken by Drishti IAS and your feedbacks are important for us. So kindly feel free to give your important feedbacks in the comment section. So without any further delay, let's commence our session.
Dear viewer, this video is available in Hindi as well. If you wish to watch it, please visit our Hindi YouTube channel, Drishti IAS. For your convenience, the link for this video in Hindi has been provided in the description below.
Today's editorial is taken from The Hindu, published on 30th of November 2020. The title of today's editorial is Reaping the Whirlwind. If we try to summarize today's editorial, we can say that farmers need more than verbal assurances on continuance of MSP, guaranteed procurement. If we try to link today's editorial with our UPSC syllabus, we can link it with GS Paper 3, which has sections that include major crops, cropping pattern in various parts of the country, different type of irrigation systems, storage, transportation, marketing of agricultural produce, issues and related constraint, e-technology in the aid of farmers, issues related to direct and indirect farm subsidies, minimum support price, the public distribution system, objectives, functioning, limitations, revamping, issues of buffer stock, food security, etc. Some key points from today's editorial. The farmers of India have felt exploited for long. The reforms that the centre brought in apparently to make the agricultural sector more efficient and lucrative in the form of 3 ordinances in June have had the effect of upsetting large section of them further. Parliaments passed them into acts in September. Now, students, we all know that the central government has come up with 3 farm bills which were passed as an act in the month of September. However, there are various farmer unions who have been protesting against these farm bills. More than 500 farmer unions are now on a path of agitation. Thousands of farmers from the neighboring states, stopped by the police on their way to Delhi, are camping at several points around the national capital. They have refused to move to a designated site, a condition set by the Centre for Talks. We all know that over 500 farmer unions, they have chosen the path of agitation as a sign of protest against these farm bills. Thousands and thousands of farmers are trying to reach New Delhi and they have camped themselves near the national capital region, and they have also refused to move to the designated site which has been given by the central government as a condition in order to start the talks with the union and the centre. Now, these bills envisage to bring change in some of the key aspects of the farm economy: trade in agricultural commodities, price assurance, farm services, including contracts, and stock limit for essential commodities. These bills, they sought to bring much needed reform in the agricultural marketing system, such as removing restrictions of private stock holding of agricultural produce or creating trading areas free of middlemen and take the market to the farmers. However, the farmers, they are quite apprehensive that the free market philosophy supported by the given bills could undermine the minimum supporting price system and make farmer vulnerable to the market force. So according to the government, the idea behind introducing these bills or now acts is to remove several restrictions, such as private stock holding of agricultural produce, or you can say that the middleman system, which is quite prevalent in the mandis, to remove that middleman. And also the thing that government has continuously been saying is that in order to double or in order to increase the income of the farmers, it is quite important that the market should come to the farmers and not the farmers should go to the market. So this is the idea which the government has been saying continuously for a very long time. However, the farmers, they are of this opinion that first of all, these bills, they actually are undermining the minimum support price system. And if the minimum support price system is vulnerable, then definitely the market forces are strong enough that in future they can control the farmer and also the selling of the market, or you can say the agricultural produce that the farmers will be bringing with them. So the most important fight in this entire agitation is that no assurance has been provided to the farmers, according to the farmers themselves, regarding the minimum support price. The three farm bills which have been presented by the government, they are: number one is the farmer produce trade and commerce promotion and facilitation bill. The second one is the Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement of Price Assurance and Farm Services Bill 2020. And the last one is the Essential Commodities Amendment Bill 2020. So these are the three bills which have been presented. Now, the benefits, the intended benefits which are associated with the bills, these bills aim to do away with government interference in agricultural trade by creating trading areas free of middlemen and government taxes outside the structure of APMCs. It will allow farmers an option to sell their produce directly to these new zones without going through the middlemen and paying levies such as the mandi fees. The first important thing is the government is actually planning to create another mandi system. The present structure of the agricultural market produce committees, apart from this, the government is actually planning to introduce one more trading area, and in these trading areas there will be no middlemen and no fees, no taxes such as mandi fees, etc. will be paid. The government sought to remove stockholding limits as well as curbs on interstate and intrastate trade and create a framework for contract farming. The concept of contract farming is to be boosted here according to the given bills. Also, these bills promote the creation of farmer producer organizations, FPO, on a large scale and will help in creating farmer friendly environment for contract farming where small players can definitely benefit. Now, according to these bills, many private players might come and they might invest in several issues like warehousing, grading and other marketing infrastructure which is required. And also, one of the most important thing continuously said by the government is that a combined effect of all these three bills will help in creating one nation, one market for agricultural produce. Now, this actually is the entire idea that has been proposed by the government. Now, why the farmers are actually protesting? See, the farmers, they are saying, first of all, there has been a lack of consultation. Everybody is saying that these bills were actually passed very hastily without proper consultation. So because there wasn't any proper consultation, it is adding up to the mistrust among various stakeholders, including farmers. Also, by allowing trade zones to come up outside the APMC area, farmers have become apprehensive that the new system would lead to eventual exit from the minimum support price. Now, the farmers are saying when there will be another trading area, the chances are quite high that the concept of minimum support price which government offers to the farmers even before the crops are sown, that concept of minimum support price, it might vanish with the presence of these new trade zones. Also, another issue that is raised by the farmer is that this proposed bill, they give the preference for corporate interest at the cost of farmers' interest. Just because there shall be no regulation in the free trading areas which have been proposed by the government in these bills, the farmers may find it difficult to deal with corporates as they solely operate on the motive of profit seeking. So, these are some of the concerns which have been regularly raised by the farmers during these agitations. Let's come back to our topic again. The centre has aggravated its original mistake of rushing through these laws without wide consultation and political consensus by taking condescending attitude towards critics. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Sunday that farmers stood to benefit from new measures, and this may be true as well. Now, the biggest thing that everybody is saying right now, the critics of the government, they are saying continuously that government has hurried. The government was actually rushing. They were just wanting these bills to be introduced and to get passed. Everybody is saying there was no proper consultation done before these bills were actually passed. The present scenario, the trouble is that most farmers are not convinced by the assurances and fear that their precarity will increase as a result of the changes. Like I said, the government is actually not able to convince it. They are not able to assure the farmers that whatever their concerns are, they are nothing. There shall be no such issues, there shall be no such problems, whatever the farmers have been saying again and again. Also, the farmer leaders have pointed out that the centre has refused to address their specific concerns regarding the new laws, which they are concerned will render them helpless in the face of exploitative market forces. Like I said, that one of the biggest concerns of the farmer is that with the introduction of the corporates only seek profit. So there are many other such issues other than MSP that the government has not been able to convince these farmer unions or the farmers. At the heart of the fear is the potential end of the MSP and guaranteed government of the producer. Like I have told you, the new legal architecture allows farmers more choices in selling their produce in theory and creates a national market for their produce. Now, like I said, the most important idea the government has said after these bills were passed that this will actually help in creating one nation, one market for agricultural produce. Now, this actually shows theoretically it is very nice idea, and we have to see how efficiently it works in future as well. The end of a monopoly market could theoretically lead to more efficiency, but procurement at MSP has been the backbone of India's food security edifice. If the new laws lead to a dismantling of the MSP and the Mandi system, the farmers fear that they will have little leeway in contracts with private buyers. The farmers, they are continuously saying if in future the MSP, the concept of MSP, the concept of Mandi system is dismantled, the only people will get benefit from this system will be the corporates, and at that point of time, the farmers will not be left with any option, any choices but to sell their agricultural produce at the cost designed by the corporates, and there shall be at that point of time no involvement of the government. So this exactly is their concern, that MSP, the government should come up with a new idea that actually is quoting MSP. The government should ensure it very clearly, very properly. There are many spokespersons from the government. They have been regularly saying that the concept of MSP has not been touched at all. It will not be altered. But still, why the farmers are protesting? Government needs to come forward and address this particular issue of the farmers. There are loopholes in the existing system and the case for reforms is strong. Obviously, yes, we all know that in the present structure, there are several loopholes, and as far as the reforms are concerned, it is always very important to have reforms in a regular basis. So, yes, in order to bring some reforms, you have to change the existing system. But if people are having some concern with respect to that, government must address those issues as well. The future ahead. But railroading a raft of measures cannot be the way forward. If the centre is open to legislating a guarantee of procurement at MSP, farmers could be convinced to accept the new laws. Like I said, if centre comes and they actually introduce something, some new amendment in the proposed or in the bills that have been passed, that the agricultural produce will be procured at MSP, I think the farmers, they will be agreeing that they will definitely accept the new laws. Agitating farmers are also pressing for the withdrawal of the proposed Electricity Amendment Bill 2020, fearing it will end the subsidized electricity. Also, the farmers are agitating about the Electricity Amendment Bill 2020, and they actually are protesting, and they say that if these amendments are introduced, then the concept of subsidized electricity to the farmers, it will be completely long gone. While market factors must be taken into consideration, any country's agricultural sector must find an equilibrium of the interest of the producers and consumers and account for uneven environmental factors across different regions. The apprehensions of farmers are not unfounded. See, if farmers are having doubt, then definitely there has to be something substantial with reference to that. So the only thing that government can do is, the onus is on the government to win back the confidence of its farmers. It must unconditionally reach out to the farmers and empathetically listen to them and not precipitate a crisis by high-handedness. See, government has to deal with the situation in a very tactful manner. It is time, it is high time that government should come up, speak to the farmers, listen to the concerns they have, and bring a solution to that. So viewers, this was with today's editorial analysis. And the questions that can be framed with reference to today's editorial, they are: examine the role of supermarkets in supply chain management of fruits, vegetables, and food items. How do they eliminate the number of intermediaries? Another question: how do subsidies affect the cropping pattern, crop diversity, economy of farmers? What is the significance of crop insurance, minimum support price, and food processing for small and marginal farmers? And last question that can be made is: there is a need for strong institutional arrangements before unleashing the laissez-faire policy in Indian agriculture. Discuss. So viewers, I hope you liked today's editorial analysis. Thank you very much.